Students of class 8, today let us continue with chapter 3 from social science geography. Well, in the previous class we have discussed about major crops, including food crops, beverage crops, fiber crops, etc. Today we will see together agricultural development and also the case study from farm in USA as well as farm in India and in Manipur. Well, agricultural development refers to efforts taken to increase agricultural production to meet the demands of increasing population. So, in order to meet the demands of increasing population, especially food, we need to increase agricultural production, isn't it? So there are two aspects. One of them is mechanization. Mechanization refers to use of machinery, use of machines such as tractors, weeders, harvester, etc., etc. You can see from the picture right here, these are the important mechanization aspect for the production, for the increase in agricultural productions. We need to use this in order to produce more crops. All right. The second one is use of high yielding variety seeds, HYV, high yielding variety seeds. Okay, you can see from the picture. And also fertilizers in order to nourish the crops that are grown in certain farmlands, and also pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, weedicides, and these also include better irrigation. Okay, so these are the aspects for the increase of agricultural production in order to meet the demands of an increasing population. So the system of agriculture are different from developed countries as well as from developing countries. You see, in developed countries, they use large land holdings. That means most of their agricultural lands are very, very big, isn't it? But in most of the developing countries like India, like Indonesia and all, they use small land holdings with intensive agriculture. Okay, they don't have a very big land, or they don't have a very big agricultural land. Okay, so let us see a farm in USA. The farming actually in the United States of America are naturally, in commercial nature. Okay, they are for selling, not for family consumption. Okay, and also their farms are usually very, very big. Farm size is about 250 hectares. This is the minimum size. Okay, they have more than this also. And farmer grow crops with suitability of the soil and amount and nature water available. So the farmers are usually educated, and also they are performing this farming. They take up this farming in a very scientific method. All right. So you can see from the picture, they also live in the farm itself. All right. In the farm itself. So you can see from the picture right here, there are some of the houses that belongs to the farmer. They live in the very farm itself. And not only that, they take up measures to control pests that can damage the crops. That means they are very much aware of pests and even insects. Sometimes they destroy the crops. No. So they take up several measures. They use these pesticides, they use insecticides and all in order to control all this. And not only that, they use highly mechanized machines, so to say. They use only machines most of the time, and also use large amount of chemical fertilizers, in order to increase the production. And not only that, one of the advantages, they have steel grain storage known as silos. These silos are usually for storing grains, in which in India we don't have these facilities. Okay, so they used to have a big grain storage, big silos, so we can say. So you can see from the picture right here. So this is the method, or this is the way how farming is practiced in the United States of America. So if we compare with farming in India, or a farm in India, you see they have intensive subsistence type of farming. Okay, intensive means continuous, and subsistence means agriculture or farming that are taken for family consumptions or for the relative consumption, not for selling. It's just opposite of commercial. Understand? And most of the farm size is very small. Okay, the biggest one we should say it's about 1.5 hectares, which is a very small size comparing with the farmland that we have in the United States of America. All right, and the farmers, they don't have methods. They are mostly uneducated. So what do? The farmers take advice from friends, elders, or even government agricultural officers for farming, so to say. Otherwise, they are not educated. They don't have any idea. Their methods are very primitive in the sense. Okay, and they don't have machinery. They hire tractors and threshers from nearby towns. They will pay them and they will work for them. Okay, and not only that, laborers that are used in the farms of India are very cheap laborers. Okay, cheap in the sense they are not expert in working. Okay, cheap laborers, they paid very less, as well as they are manually done by this. They don't have machines because of that. And one of the disadvantages, like United States of America, they have grain storage, which is made of steel, and it can be kept for so many days and for a long time. But in India, what do is we don't have a storage facilities. They will just keep it in an open space. So the grains or the food crops that are kept in the open space could be destroyed at any time. Okay, because of rain, maybe because of sun, or maybe by other, so to say, by other insects, it could be destroyed. So this is one of the disadvantage. Indian doesn't have storage facilities like the Americans. All right. So I will go even to Manipur. In Manipur, we all know that we have intensive subsistence, just like what we have done in other parts of India, mostly in the valley. All right. And in the hilly areas of Manipur, they practice this shifting or zoom cultivation. Okay. And terrace farming are also taken up. I should say this terrace farming is very encouraging, because this type of agriculture will help them to sustain their life or their living, as well as they will also protect environmentally. They will protect soils and all. All right. And most of the people, they live in villages nearby the field, whereas in the United States of America, the farmers live in the farm itself. Do not. And they don't in Manipur, we don't have these irrigation facilities, proper irrigation facilities. Most of the time we depend on monsoon rain. Okay, we should have if we have a proper irrigation, we should have cultivated. We could cultivate crops even during the dry season. So in dry winter, what happened? It is left fallow. Fallow means without doing anything. It has just been left alone. No productions are taken place, so to say. Okay. So one of the crop that we have in Manipur is rice. As rice is the staple food of Manipur, they are concentrated. on this food crop, that is rice only. Okay, and we use a traditional method of tilling our lands, okay, using animals such as cow, buffalo, etc., etc. And also we employ only the family members in order to so to say conduct this farming. Okay, so as far as farming in Manipur is concerned, it is said that we don't have any scope for commercialization. Okay, if I say farming, it is not necessarily only a rearing of crops. It includes even rearing of animals and rearing of what we call as poultry farming and all. So there is no scope for a big commercialization or for export and all. Okay, so you guys need to understand this. You have to find out how to make it a commercial type of commercial farming, so to say. Okay, and one of another disadvantages in Manipur, we don't have roads, proper roads, not motorable, and also bank facilities are not available for lending to be used in the farming and all. Whereas in other places, even in India, in other states like Punjab and Haryana, they have these facilities. Okay, they lend, they borrow money from the banks, and after the harvesting of this farm, they used to repay back. Okay, so we have to be very, very